All right, Eric, you're up this time.
Thank you.
Really, you really are this time.
The chairman said.
I'm sorry I'll be reading my statement from my phone, which I typed up. I did not come to this meeting thinking I was going to have a second issue regarding the situation that I'm going to speak about, but now that it's come up, I'm going to address it really quickly. As far as the backyard business that the previous speaker was referring to as it pertains to our chickens, it's like a couple of dozen eggs a month that we sell, so it's not really a business, it's just what we do. I'm not going to be speaking about anything as important as teacher health care or the Second Amendment. I'm going to talk to you about another issue in this county that has affected us recently and rather tragically in our eyes. On January 6th, I received a phone call from our neighbor that there was a dog in their yard killing our chickens. We had 36 chickens in our fenced-in backyard, a 6-foot privacy fence surrounded by 35-foot evergreen trees. We didn't raise these chickens for meat. They were and are our pets, who also happen to provide food by laying eggs. Just like any pet owner, we love our animals as part of our family. They had names, they had personalities. They have a place in our family just like any other pet that you own. Over the past several months, we've observed a husky mixed breed dog with a red collar running around our neighborhood, finding it numerous times in our yard, in our garage, if we left the doors up, and even up and down our front porch that we captured on our home security camera. The red collar did not have an ID tag on it that we could see, and while the dog never showed any aggressive tendencies towards us, we knew we did not like the dog being around our yard. In the numerous times we had previously seen this dog, it would run off up the road in the same direction each time. We were never able to figure out who the owner is. I even posted the dog's picture on Facebook on December 11th, hoping someone would know who it belonged to. I spoke with our neighbors up the road, Franklin Police Officer Tony Ash and his wife Amy, who told us they also did not know who the dog belonged to, and that they had seen it running around numerous times. Back to January 6th, receiving the call from our neighbor. It had taken 5 chickens out of our enclosed yards where the dog had dug and pulled lattice off of the fence to gain access. And once the dog made its way into our yard, our pets were easy prey. As an owner of any pet, I cannot imagine what the animals must have been going through while this dog was systematically murdering our chickens. It took me 11 minutes to get home. And when I got home, I had to go in through the garage, up the back door, around our house to unlock the gate, because that's how you access our backyard. I was recorded on camera, as was the dog, simultaneously in our garage while I was in the backyard. When all was said and done, 15 chickens were dead, 5 in the neighbor's yard, 3 outside the fence, and the rest of the dead ones were inside the fence still. Dr. Jessica Scruggs arrived on scene to tend to the injured, and while performing her duties, stated to me that the dog, by the manner in which it killed all of the chickens, in her professional opinion, did it for fun. The dog did not kill our chickens to eat. It was not hungry. It was a very well-fed dog. My wife, on the way home from Silva, called animal control. The responding officer seemed very eager to assist us at first. He drove up the road trying to locate the owner of the dog. He was unable to locate the owner, but in the report that was filed, wrote that the owner had called him that evening to report the dog missing. And yes, I shot at the dog when it was in our yard, which is my right, as told to me by the animal control officers. The next day, the animal control officer came back to the house and informed me that he had discovered who owned the dog, that there was no sign of the animal at the residence. He then showed me the dog owner's Facebook page and informed me that the owner also had 2 other dogs labeled as dangerous animals. I'm standing before you this evening to ask this. How in the world is it allowed for someone who has had 2 other dogs identified as dangerous to be allowed to own any pets at all? How is it that a dog can run loose, break into an enclosed yard, kill innocent pets that were doing nothing but living their daily lives, where they were protected and they were not loose and just free-ranging, they were in our yard? Would this situation be treated more seriously if it was another dog that was attacked and killed? Or what if this dog had forced its way into a yard and killed a child? Of course it would be taken more seriously. How is it that my wife and I, who have been raising some of these chickens for the last 4 years, are treated differently? It's just chickens, right? They're stupid. Not a big deal, just get some more. Who cares what we do? It's infuriating to think that people who live in all of our neighborhoods, it is infuriating to think that because there are people who live in all of our neighborhoods who have no regard for anything or anyone but themselves, they're lazy, lack respect for others, and if it's not theirs, they don't give a crap about it. How is it that these people can have such a devastating impact on the lives of so many because they don't care? And because of that negligence, we're the ones who are affected. Because this dog owner couldn't be bothered to figure out how to best secure his dog, and because the penalty for having dogs identified as dangerous is so inconsequential, this will more than likely happen again to someone else. Why do I have to walk my yard carrying a weapon of some kind, worrying that this dog might come back to finish the job? I'm standing before you here begging you to seriously take a look at the ordinances that were changed in 2010. Real change that will create an impact, an environment of responsibility to pet owners to be a deterrent. Create an environment of responsibility to owners of pets that kill, maim, or attack other persons or pets. $50 fines and possible surrender of the animal will not keep people from continuing to be negligent owners. Animal control is inundated with nuisance calls, and it is an unspoken and common knowledge that they won't really do anything anyways. And I mean no disrespect to any of our animal control officers, because that's not what this is about. And how is this okay? How does this continue to be an issue for the residents all over Macon County? Thank you for your time, and I'll be happy to speak with any of you concerning this in the future. Thank you.
Where do you live at, so?
Watchtower. I know who the owner is, I got his name, and we haven't seen the dog since, but when I got the report from animal control, it stated the fact that it happened, and that's it. I was told I could go to the magistrate's office or I could go to the small claims court, and that's it. I read the ordinance that was signed in 2010. People not owning pets. This particular individual has been an irresponsible pet owner numerous times, and now here we are. Our chickens are our pets, like your dogs or your cats or anybody else, because they're in the backyard and they lay eggs and whatever.
But just so we understand, there's 3
Yes, sir.
dogs. So
There was a dog that did this, a singular dog.
But he's
But
previously
he had
owned
2 dogs.
2 others.
He's had 2 others.
Does
The
he
animal
still
control
have those
officer-
dogs? Do they-
We don't know. When the animal control officer showed me the individual's Facebook profile, it said this person has 2 other charges of nuisance, dangerous dog. I don't know if they were taken, I don't know any of the, how that was settled, and it's something about a misdemeanor charge associated with those two. That's all we heard. And when I spoke with Animal Control on Thursday, I was told that they were waiting on the vet to tell them or give them some guidance about the animal, but we can't find it.
There is I serve on the Dangerous Dog Board. Always, our legal counsel, Mr. Jones. There is a process that we can go through to evaluate that dog's behavior and things like that. We're going to go through one on January the 30th. It's there. You know, we sit there as judge and jury, and people that's on that, and we look at pictures and things like that. But we take our information from the animal control officer. And I'm just not sure why we aren't leaning that way to, unless, Mr. Jones can tell me different.
The issue's not come across my desk yet.
This
State
just
law-
happened last Monday, I understand.
State law governs what is or is not a potentially dangerous dog, as well as what is and is not a dangerous dog. The county's not in a position to change that.
Correct.
So we're stuck with that law.
My main concern in all of this, and I apologize for the length of my statement, but it was for context, but also why, or are there leash ordinance laws, leash laws in this county? And if so, we need to do a better job as a whole. Because me being told I can kill any animal that walks in, I'm not going to kill an animal unless it's dangerous to us. And we all can't be home protecting our animals in our homes. So we can have as many guns as we want, but it doesn't matter if you're not home to protect your animals or your family. That's a big concern, is running loose, dogs running loose. I know law enforcement is inundated with other things, more important things, but this is important to us.
If I'm not mistaken, if I might put my 2 cents or penny and a half in, that ordinance that was adopted, of course, you know, it doesn't fall under the sheriff's office, it's a separate agency. But based on this incident, animal control would have required that individual to put that dog up and to keep that dog up and on his property, and because that's what the law was, actually not to deal with dogs, and it was to deal with irresponsible owners, like you mentioned. And so that individual should have been required under the ordinance to keep that dog on the property. That may be why you're not seeing it.
Well,
And then the officer probably informed you that to get your money back for the damages and stuff, for you to get back in the loss of your animals, your chickens, birds, then you have to take up a small claim to
Right, I
get that.
understand, sir. The owner called and reported the dog missing, I believe, after he realized what had happened. Because I think I talked to his mother, because she drove by worried about what was going on.
Have you followed up with animal control to ask them if they required him to put that dog up, if they gave him notice that he is by law required to keep that dog up?
The 3 times that I spoke with Animal Control, it was the same answer every time, that they have, the owner just says the dog's still missing. That's it. That's all they've said.
They can still require the owner, even if the dog's missing, they can tell them, you're hereby required to keep that dog put up. They're on notice, there's a dog, of course, the dog's missing, which we probably know what's probably happened to that dog. Somebody's probably shot and killed that dog.
No.
Oh, you think he gave it away?
I hit it twice, but I don't think it ran away, healthy.
Then they can be criminally charged for failing to keep that dog up.
He's also strictly liable for any
Absolutely.
any damage caused thereafter. Thank you, Eric.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, Norrell?